So, for reasons that I can't really understand at all, this channel has reached a major milestone. Last week, we crossed 1 million subscribers. Yeah, a channel focusing on some of the most obscure topics in the history of the Western world now has over 1 million subscribers. I mean, the last episode covered a 13th century physician whose Wikipedia article is only 3 sentences long. Why would 1 million people subscribe to that? But y'all did. And more than I'm shocked, I'm grateful. Deeply, profoundly grateful. Grateful for every view, comment, subscriber, click through, and of course, the support of all you guys that make this possible through super thanks, donations through PayPal, buying merch, and support via Patreon. This channel was born with one goal in mind: creating accessible, scholarly content using a rigorous methodology focusing on topics in the little tiny world that I know a bit about, the world of Western esotericism. And then we reached 100,000 subscribers in the first year and a half, and 4 years later, we've crossed the million mark. And while numerical milestones can be a bit silly, and YouTube trophies even more silly, such arbitrary milestones are at least a moment to pause for me and reflect on the past and especially on the future of this project. First and foremost, especially, it's a chance for me to be grateful for the one thing that every educator strives for: to reach as many interested people as possible. This milestone reveals a deep and wide interest in topics in Western esotericism, topics that are still extremely marginal in academia. In fact, this channel, this whole project, was born out of the fact that despite my expertise in these topics, I just couldn't find a job in academia. There just wasn't any place for me. And so, with my brother's encouragement, rather than despairing not finding that place, after years of hard work, I've resolved to make that place for myself, for my work, and especially for y'all. To me, this material matters. It's part of our history. And for many of you out there, it's part of your living spirituality. And it being accessible with as little red tape, financial barriers, or other hurdles that get between you and the information is my central ethical concern for this whole project. Thus, as silly as a numerical milestone may be, it reveals that this field of study greatly matters for a great many people, and reaching y'all, reaching you, this audience, is simply a dream come true for me. But I'll be honest, the pace at which I've been developing this channel over the past 5 years or so, it just isn't sustainable. As you might imagine, a great deal of research working in primary languages and even consulting antiquarian volumes and manuscripts goes into virtually every Esoterica episode. And adding to that, I'm a one-man band. I do all the research, all the scripting, all the shooting, all the editing, all the things. And for a simple reason, honestly. Even something as simple as finding the right image to go on the screen, requires incredibly specialized knowledge. I mean, what do you think would be faster? Telling an assistant or an editor to use an image of the first folio of Urso Salerno's 39th aphorism in the edition of the manuscript CLM 7971 at the 32-minute mark of the script, or just me going and finding it? Unless someone's skilled in finding digitized manuscripts and can read medieval book hands in Latin, well, that's just going to be a me job. And a great deal of what I do here at Esoterica is a lot like that. So just showing you some images on the screen of manuscripts under discussion requires pretty specialized skills, knowledge, and expertise. It's not the kind of thing that I can easily just farm out or hire someone to do. Now, I love doing that stuff, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this work day in, day out, week in, and week out. But these turnarounds of an episode a week for content it's not sustainable. And like I said, I have to be careful. I love working on this material so much that I don't really realize I'm completely exhausted until I go to sleep one day and basically sleep for 24 hours straight or something like that. But I'm not going to make any big changes around here. Just to be clear, there's not, I hit 1 million subscribers and now everything's going to change for the channel. I'm not going to do that. But the first thing I'm going to do is actually get some rest, some desperately needed rest. That means taking a short break through the rest of December. I'll be uploading maybe a little bit of things here and there, but mostly I'm going to be taking a break because, like a lot of you, I'm going to be traveling with my family, and trying to fit in content creation either means really stressful production times or just low quality content, and I really don't want to do either. You don't want that either. But we'll be coming back to new content creation, including a celebratory live stream in January. But for the sake of sustainability, the main thing I'm going to be changing around here is I'm going to start producing 2 episodes a month, along with our usual monthly live stream Q&A hangout. That'll give me a little bit more breathing room. It'll provide me some time to do some writing, which I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it ensures that the content that I am producing remains as rigorous and as properly in-depth as I can make it. So it's not a big change. In fact, it's something I've even heard from some of you, that you just can't keep up with the weekly content of 45-minute videos on Urzo Salerno or whatever. So hopefully you'll understand why I'm scaling things back just a little bit, but to make things sustainable. Because I'd rather the channel be sustainable for the next 5 years and beyond than end up with YouTube burnout, which I see happen to a lot of creators. I don't want that to happen to me, mostly because I don't want to lose the ability to continue creating content for you. Lastly, the success of this channel wouldn't mean nearly as much to me if it weren't for the wonderful colleagues that I've met and made here on ReligionTube, as we're calling it. I'm grateful to all of you, and if you're looking for reliable content on topics in religious studies, make sure to check out all of the channels that I have in the description and in the pinned comment below. But I'll name just especially here Angela's Symposium by Angela Puka, which is fantastic, and I'd love to see the algorithm pick her up more. And also Philip over at Let's Talk Religion, because he's so close to 1 million himself that you guys have to go over there now and subscribe and get him over the finish line. But really, I'm just humbled, and I'm incredibly grateful for the success and support this channel has received over the past 5 years or so. I hope to continue doing this educational work here on YouTube and in other theaters for many, many more years to come. Thank all of you. Thank you for making this milestone possible, and for watching Esoterica, where we explore the arcane in history, philosophy, and religion.